For an airline, every seat on an airplane is a potential revenue stream, and its real value is only realized when it's filled by a paying passenger. This is where revenue passenger kilometers, or RPKs, comes into play, a metric that's essential to understanding the performance of an airline. RPK is a straightforward yet powerful measure. It tracks the actual distance flown by revenue-paying passengers. In the complex world of aviation, this metric is more than just a number. It's a key indicator of demand, route performance, and overall airline health. RPK is calculated by multiplying the number of paying passengers on a flight by the distance they travel in kilometers. For example, if a flight carries 200 paying passengers on a 1,000-kilometer journey, it generates 200,000 RPKs. When aggregated across all flights, RPK provides a comprehensive view of how well an airline is converting its available capacity into actual revenue-generating travel. RPK is directly linked to passenger demand, making it one of the most critical metrics for gauging the health of the aviation market. In periods of high demand, such as peak holiday seasons or during economic booms, RPK tends to increase as more passengers travel longer distances, and in times of crisis or economic downturns, RPKs often decline as passenger volumes shrink. The recent pandemic offered a stark illustration of how external factors can impact RPKs. With travel restrictions and widespread hesitancy to fly, global RPKs plummeted by more than 60% in 2020. Airlines were left grappling with half-empty planes and a collapse in long-haul international travel, which normally generates the highest RPKs. To adapt, many airlines pivoted to cargo operations or focused on domestic and short-haul markets where demand recovered more quickly. Analyzing RPK trends reveals important insights into an airline's performance and market strategy. For example, long-haul carriers like Emirates generate disproportionately high RPKs due to the nature of their routes. A single passenger flying from Dubai to New York covers nearly 12,000 kilometers, contributing significantly to the airline's total RPKs. By contrast, regional airlines like Southwest or Ryanair, which operate shorter routes, rely on higher passenger volumes to build their RPK totals. RPK is often paired with available seat kilometers, or ASKs, to calculate load factor, a measure of how efficiently an airline is filling its available capacity. A high RPK combined with a high load factor indicates strong demand and effective capacity management, while a low RPK may signal weak demand, overcapacity, or operational inefficiencies. RPK is not just about demand, it also reflects the effectiveness of an airline's network strategy. Airlines like Delta or British Airways, which operate hub-and-spoke models, rely on connecting passengers to increase RPKs. For instance, a traveller flying from Atlanta to London via New York generates RPKs for both segments of the journey, maximising the airline's revenue potential. Technology and data analytics play a critical role in optimising RPK. Airlines use sophisticated forecasting tools to predict demand and adjust capacity accordingly. For instance, if data shows a surge in bookings for a particular route, an airline may deploy a larger aircraft or add more frequencies to capture the additional demand. Conversely, if demand is weak, the airline might reduce capacity or offer promotional fares to stimulate bookings. Seasonality also affects RPKs, particularly for airlines that serve leisure destinations. European low-cost carriers like EasyJet see a surge in RPKs during the summer months, when travellers flock from Northern Europe to Mediterranean hotspots. To capitalise on this demand, airlines adjust their schedules and fleets, increasing capacity on high-demand routes to generate more RPKs during the peak season. During quieter seasons, EasyJet will adjust capacity downward to maintain a healthy load factor while still maximising RPKs. On the flip side, disruptions like weather events, labour strikes, or geopolitical tensions can have a negative impact on RPKs. For example, during the 2010 volcanic ash cloud crisis in Europe, airspace closures led to thousands of cancelled flights and a significant drop in RPKs. Airlines were unable to operate long-haul flights, cutting into their passenger numbers. From an environmental perspective, RPK is also used to measure an airline's fuel efficiency and carbon emissions. Metrics like emissions per RPK help airlines and regulators assess sustainability efforts and set targets for reducing the industry's environmental impact. Airlines with more fuel-efficient aircraft, like the Boeing 787 or Airbus A350, can achieve higher RPKs with lower emissions, aligning profitability with environmental goals. For passengers, RPKs might seem abstract, but it shapes the choices and experiences offered by airlines. Ultimately, it serves as a vital gauge of how well an airline is meeting market demand and capitalizing on its network. It reflects the ebb and flow of travel trends, the success of pricing strategies, and the resilience of airlines in adapting to challenges. Whether it's a short-haul flight or a transcontinental journey, every kilometre travelled by paying passengers adds to the RPK total, a metric that ensures the airline industry remains dynamic, competitive, and responsive to the needs of travellers worldwide. So the next time you board a flight, consider the role you play in the airline's RPK calculation. Every kilometre you travel contributes to the lifeblood of the aviation industry, driving decisions that shape the future of air travel. Earlier we mentioned available seat kilometres or ASKs, another important airline metric. You can learn more about them by clicking here. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe.